lots of people say that chains aren't worth sharpening because they're cheap enough just to buy new ones. That only works if you don't sharpen them yourself. If you have to go take them somewhere to sharpen them, in 2 sharpens is the price of the chain. So it just costs more money. And I like a really sharp chain every time I go out because I only have a limited amount of time to cut. And when I cut, I want to cut as much wood as I can. And part of that is sharpening your chains. I can get 4 or 5 sharpens out of a chain, and you think about that, $20 a chain, that's a lot of money that you don't have to spend. All you have to do is know how to sharpen your chains. At a garage sale, I got a really cheap chainsaw chain sharpener. I got it with a brad nailer, and so I mean I don't have very much in. It's like $7.50 or whatever. This thing here is not the best quality. If anything, it's really cheap, but it does actually a pretty good job for what it is. I still want to buy one of those nice Oregon chain sharpeners, but I'm gonna wait till I find one at an auction or find one at a garage sale or something. But for now, I'm gonna use what I got. I'm not gonna go and just start spending $200 on a new chain sharpener that you're gonna have to pay for later. So, okay, so the first thing you do is you get your chain and you throw it in the chain sharpener. There is a little clamp. This is your clamp screw. This, as you tighten it, tightens the chain in the sharpener. This is your stop. So as you pull back on it and then you tighten it, it holds the tooth in the right angle so you can have a consistent cut on each tooth. The way these chains are made, one tooth is to the left, one tooth's to the right, one tooth's to the left, one tooth's to the right. So they are set at 30 degrees. So if you turn it, there's little degree markers, 15, 30. So you set it to 30 degrees and you'll only be able to sharpen every second tooth. So we'll start. We put your chain stop, we pull it back, and we clamp it. You mark the tooth, so as you come around, you will stop at that tooth. We'll have to skip every second tooth, and then at the end, we will turn it 30 degrees and sharpen the other half of the teeth. Down here is the depth stop. The depth stop is very important because what you do not want is the grinding disc cutting into the link. We only want to grind the top part of the tooth and no farther down, mainly the tooth to the top, because I've seen people that are cutting into the chain link. You'll see them as they grind them, they allow it to cut into the link. Number one, it weakens the link very substantially, and I'm not a big fan of chains flying out at you. So please do not cut into the link. So set it, so set this stop so it can't cut into the link. And your first cut you have to set. So what I do is I set the clamp just ever so gently. When we turn on the grinder and I adjust this till it just touches. Okay, so this one has just touched up the tooth. So now we're going to move through them and see how that goes. So we just touched up the tooth, so we're going to move through them and do every second tooth. So you're back to this tooth. So what we're going to do is we are going to change this to the other direction on 30 degrees. And we will start sharpening every second tooth. So now we're back. So now we're back to the same tooth. So you're done this chain. We still have to grind the rakers, but this chain is sharp. Here's a real high-tech method of checking your rakers. I have a dime and it's stuck to a flat piece of wood, a little bit off center. And what I do is set it across. Make sure your chain is tensioned pretty good. You want it tensioned good. You put it here and you can see that it rocks on those on the raker. So this raker has to go down. So what we're going to do, all I do is I get a file and I file that until it's flat. Now you got to be careful that you don't just mark up the chain that you just sharpened. See, you still need a little more. There you go. Now we're going to mark that raker that we've got it done. Okay, so right there is good. So it's marked. We do the next one, and so on, until we are complete. This one here, it is really high. No matter how good you sharpen the chain, if you don't adjust the rakers, it's not going to work. It will not cut properly. So adjusting the rakers is one of the things that a lot of people just overlook.